Download the WKYT weather app where you can customize alerts sent directly to your phone. It is free in the app and Google Play stores. WKYT News at 4:30 is next.
It's primary election day in the Commonwealth. I'll tell you how voting went here in Clark County.
Kentucky voters cast their ballots, how their choices could dramatically reshape national politics.
And JCPenney is closing more stores. We'll let you know where.
This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon to you. This is a live look right now at Kroger Field, Fayette County's only Election Day polling location.
And it is open until 6 tonight for voters who didn't cast early or cast an absentee ballot. As long as you are in line by 6 o'clock tonight, you'll get to vote. Some voters waited through long lines there, but 2 check-in stations were eventually added. This unusual election day comes 6 weeks after the typical primary here in Kentucky. State leaders delayed it as much as they were allowed to by law because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Hundreds of thousands of Kentuckians have requested absentee ballots, but polls are still open across the state for in-person voting. So far today, the Kentucky Secretary of State says more than 100,000 people have voted in person. WKYT's Chelsea Jones begins our Campaign 2020 team coverage at 4:30 in Clark County.
Well, as the day went on, more and more people started showing up here in Clark County to cast their votes in person. County Clerk Michelle Turner says about 7,000 absentee ballots went out, and so far, about 1,000 have came back.
You're still going to have some people that don't want to vote that way, that want to come in person to vote, and that's why we're here.
She says when the only polling location in Clark County opened at 6 this morning, there was already a long line. People trickled in over the next few hours, with more showing up around lunchtime and later in the afternoon. Some voters tell us why they decided to vote in person instead of by mail.
I came in person because I actually forgot to send it in.
I wanted to just be here, and I believe in the electronic version as opposed to the paper version. It's a safer, I think, more efficient way to vote.
Election officials were worried about having enough poll workers due to the pandemic, but Turner says she had plenty of volunteers. Why did you decide to still kind of volunteer?
Well, because I knew, Michelle's a friend of mine, and I told her that I would do it, and I wouldn't back down.
Poll workers wore masks as they greeted voters and sanitized equipment between each use. Now, voters tell me they are eager for those results to come in, and as we know, that could take all the way until next week. In Clark County, Chelsea Jones, WKYT.
And Clark County is choosing to hold off reading vote totals until June 30th. In Madison County, there are 3 polling locations open today. Here's a look from Silver Creek Elementary School in Berea. Workers are signing voters in behind glass, wearing masks, and taking care to clean surfaces to help fight the spread of COVID-19. Polls are also open at Clark Moore's Middle School in Richmond and Boonesboro Elementary School in northern Madison County. If you have not voted yet, you have a little more than an hour and a half to get in line. You can find your polling place right now. Just go to our website. You can find an interactive map. Just hover over your county to find out where you can cast your ballot. That map is at WKYT.com right now and inside the free WKYT News app. Many eyes in Washington are on Kentucky as we head to the polls today. As Washington correspondent Kyle Majura explains, national observers are closely tracking the race to unseat the country's most powerful senator. Kyle continues our Campaign 2020 team coverage here at 4:30.
It may be another week before we know which Democrat will serve as the party's U.S. Senate candidate in November's general election. But in the politically deep red bluegrass state, whoever emerges from the primary is all but certain to face off against an institution, Republican Majority Leader Mitch McConnell.
Whether you like him or not, whether you agree with him or disagree with him, this is a smart candidate who knows how to win.
Georgetown University political science professor Mark Rome says Democratic leadership in Washington sees former fighter pilot Amy McGrath as their best bet for an upset. Meanwhile, State Senator Charles Booker is picking up endorsements from the Bernie Sanders wing of the National Party. But Rome says the biggest threat to McConnell is if President Donald Trump becomes toxic at the top of the ticket.
McConnell has tied his political stars to the Trump ship.
McGrath has raised more money than any Senate candidate up for election this year. Jessica Taylor with the Cook Political Report says that's a big reason they rate the race as likely Republican rather than solid Republican.
Also, when you sort of dig deeper, McConnell has pretty high negatives, and that's something that could make him vulnerable.
Taylor says McConnell is still the odds-on favorite, and a Booker victory could move their rating back to solid Republican. But if GOP-aligned groups are forced to spend big to defend McConnell's seat, Republicans may pay a political price in states like Arizona, Colorado, Maine, Montana, and North Carolina.
If Democrats could force them to spend here in Kentucky, that is money that's off the table in more competitive races.
If McConnell wins re-election, but Republicans lose 4 seats in the Senate, then by late January, he'll be leading the minority rather than the majority. In Washington, Kyle Madura, WKYT.
And that report should have said state representative for Charles Booker. National observers will also be keeping an eye on turnout and whether Kentucky's efforts to conduct an election during a pandemic ran smoothly.
On this election day, it's been a rainy day across much of Kentucky today.
Yeah, but it looks like it might clear out soon. We want to check in now with WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey to find out when.
Yeah, for most of us, it's already cleared out, has been for a little while now. We're looking from our WKYT tower cam toward downtown Lexington, and we are seeing that beautiful sun-splashed sky with just a little bit of cloud cover showing up from time to time. 79 degrees. Look at the winds now. Front is through here from the northwest at 15 miles per hour. Dew point at only 65, and that's going to continue to drop again. If you're looking for me to call something muggy, that dew point temperature better be 70 or above. If it's not 70 in the middle of summertime or summer in general, you know what? It ain't muggy, folks. We're dealing with a mix of sun and clouds across central Kentucky, eastern Kentucky. Still some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Carter County into Elliott County, northern parts of the Morgan County area, right on the Morgan and Rowan County line. Some other stuff into the Big Sandy Valley. A little shower east of Richmond. That is now beginning to develop. Lexington, north and west. Not a whole lot left as our front, again, continues to slide its way on to the east. Look at that northwest wind flow that is setting up shop. That is the milder brand of air coming in for the next couple of days. We're going to talk about that and show you how even guys with a lower humidity, we could still fire up a scattered storm or two. The hour-by-hour forecast here in 10 minutes.
Chris, thank you. We have just received new numbers from Governor Beshear's office on COVID-19 cases in Kentucky. Today, the state is reporting 315 new cases. 11 more people have died of COVID-19 in Kentucky. That brings the total number of people who have been infected to 14,141. 537 people have died from COVID-19 in Kentucky. The family of a Lexington man is suing a Louisville bar and a former security guard after his death in January. Christopher McKinney's estate filed the suit against Nowhere Bar. The suit claims the bar overserved McKinney, who then got into a fight with a former security guard after being escorted out of the bar. McKinney, who graduated from Lafayette and EKU, died of blunt force injuries. The suit also names Louisville police, who the family says didn't properly investigate the incident.
A Kentucky soccer player who collapsed and died during practice last week is being remembered for his gift of life.
16-year-old Matthew Mangine Jr. went to St. Henry High School in Erlanger. His father says the decision that Matthew made shortly before he died shows what kind of person he was.
Matthew had signed his donor card, and I had never had the conversation with him. My wife did, and Matthew had asked her about it. And she said, I do it, because to help someone else. And he made that. That was one of the last decisions of his life that he made that just puts into perspective who he was as a kid.
Matthew's family hopes his story will help inspire others to consider becoming organ donors.
Apple's getting closer to being worth $2 trillion.
That story tops our national wrap here at 4:30. This week, analysts boosted their target prices on Apple stock following the unveiling of the company's new operating system. Right now, Apple is worth $1.6 trillion. The company is the second best performer in the Dow this year. It's only trailing Microsoft. If Apple shares rise another 20%, the company will reach a market value of $2 trillion.
JCPenney is preparing to close another 13 stores. Those new closures are in New York, Washington State, Maryland, California, and Michigan. That brings the retail chain closer to its target of closing 250 stores. The company filed for bankruptcy last month. More than 130 stores have already started liquidation sales. A total of 6 JCPenney locations in Kentucky are slated to close as well. Next in Money Matters, sports will likely look different this year.
We're going to talk about how it can affect the economy beyond sports teams and universities.
At Cleveland Clinic, we're committed to providing world-class heart care.
My heart was failing. No one else could figure out what was wrong with me. And Cleveland Clinic is the one that saved my life.
You'll get the nation's #1 heart program 25 years in a row, with a team specialized in the most complex cases and access to the most advanced heart technology.
Meeting the surgeon, understanding everything that was going to happen was a tremendous stress relief.
We also have your safety in mind and have taken extra measures to keep everyone protected.
It's wonderful that Cleveland Clinic is on the cutting edge of all this. They're there to find the problem and to fix it so that you have a quality of life again.
If you or a loved one have a heart condition or need a second opinion, call us today, 855-949-1435. Cleveland Clinic. Every life deserves world-class care.
Matt, do you recommend to everyone to wait as long as they can before drawing Social Security?
That is a great question, Katie, and we hear it often. You know, everybody has heard for every 1 year that you delay taking Social Security, the income is going to increase by about 8%. And typically that's true. However, the other side of the equation is the fact that it's going to take you about 12 to 14 years to really break even on that decision. So it depends on how old you are currently when you're thinking of taking Social Security, what your family history looks like, and how much other money you have invested for your retirement. We, however, were bigger fans of clients going ahead and taking Social Security early while they're in their 60s because they're typically more active than our clients that are in their 70s and 80s.
Who should wait then?
Well, I think anybody that has little to no retirement assets would benefit greatly from waiting. Even if you just delay taking it 1 year, it's going to provide a very massive long-term benefit to you.
To receive your complimentary Social Security analysis, give us a call or email us at info@swdgroup.com.
Hit the road with Don Franklin Ford. Get 0% for 72 months on select all-new 2019 and 2020 Ford models. Save over $7,600 on the all-new 2020 Ford Explorer Platinum, or save over $11,000 on the all-new 2020 F-150. Hurry into Don Franklin Ford in Columbia and London today.
This summer, get back to where you belong, along 60 miles of beautiful wide-open beaches, where family vacations have never been so much fun. With every sunrise and each high tide, the beach is calling you to raise your spirits, make you smile, and bring your family closer together. So stop dreaming and start booking, because we can't wait for you to get here. Visit Myrtle Beach and discover why happiness comes in waves.
This is a scary time. Workers are losing their jobs.
If you don't think you'll ever go back to work because of your health, we can help you with Social Security disability.
At Morgan, Collins, East, and Salyer, we want you to be safe. Let us help you over the phone.
You may be home, but you're not alone. We'll still fight for you.
What do we call neighbors helping neighbors? Kentucky Courage.
Morgan, Collins, Yeast, and Salyer. Call 1-800-55-WILDCAT.
To disinfect your home, business, or medical office, call Pure UV. With innovative UV light and fogging technologies, not only kill bacteria and viruses, but stay protected for up to 30 days or longer. Pure UV.
Get the news you need on the WKYT News app. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
All things considered, not a bad weather day across the area. Temperatures are way below normal, and we've got a mix of sun and clouds, a little scattered shower and thunderstorm action across the east. But boy, right on cue this afternoon, we said as the day went on, the weather would get better, and boy, oh boy, has it ever. 9 different sky cams. You got a mix of sun and clouds showing up, upper 70s, low 80s, except into eastern Kentucky where it's raining in a few spots, so into the low 70s. But you look at the overall coverage of any shower or thunderstorm on our First Alert radar network. Boy, there isn't a whole lot out there. Let's take a little trip into northeastern Kentucky. Showers, thunderstorms from Carter County into Boyd County. Got one to the east of the Clearfield area into Rowan County. 1 or 2 little sprinkles trying to show up here on top of the Mountain Parkway. And then you get into southern Kentucky, southeastern Kentucky. How about that? Pikeville into Prestonsburg, over toward McDowell, dealing with some of those showers and thunderstorms. That extends over into Boonville, into Owsley County, and a little shower going up between Richmond and Irvin as well. That is rolling its way out of Madison County and into Estill County. Lexington, north and west, got a little more cloud cover coming into the picture. I can't rule out an isolated shower or thunderstorm this evening. Most of the region is dry on that northwest wind, and you got that cooler shot of air that is coming into play. What's already out there this evening, but it really kicks into high gear over the next couple of days. Those temperatures are running way below normal. How about the weekend? Nope, it is never too early to talk about a weekend. Here we go, final weekend of June. We're generally middle 80s across most of central and eastern Kentucky. We will have to fight off a couple of scattered thunderstorms on both days. So keep that in mind if you're making some of those plans for the weekend. Let's walk you into the weekend. We'll throw a little bonus day in there from Monday. 5 o'clock on Friday, quitting time, heading into that weekend with a scattered thunderstorm here or there. Notice how that begins to diminish as we go into Friday night. Then on Saturday afternoon, we fire up some more scattered storms. Let's go into Sunday. Fire up some more scattered thunderstorms as you get into the afternoon and evening. Here's your bonus day on Monday as we get, is it really going into the 4th of July week next week? That is absurd to me. It's been the longest march in history. 5 o'clock on Monday, we're still dealing with scattered thunderstorms that will be showing up with a front that is dropping on into town. So we're going to continue to see the storm threat regardless of the temperatures. Now, the storm threat the next few days, folks, it's way down there. Most of us will stay dry. Better shot for a storm or two around this weekend and into the first part of next week. And regardless, those temperatures this weekend, you're talking mid-80s, maybe an upper 80 outside of any thunderstorm. It is the end of June after all, and the storm chances increase early next week.
Collision outbound Versailles Road at Alexandria is a non-injury. The right lane impacted there. Overall, we're okay on the live drive map. Just had another look at the inner loop of the circle approaching Liberty. That stalled car is over to the left. Traffic's clearing that. And outbound Winchester Road is a straight shot to the county line.
It's time for Money Matters. Joining us today is financial advisor Josh Smith of Strategic Wealth Designers to talk college sports and the pandemic. Josh, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
So what kind of impact are we looking at if these major revenue generators can't be played or played without fans?
So I think from the university's perspective, the financial impact obviously would be ticket sales. But there's also some unintended consequences that come with those as well. Not only the ticket sales, but you also got to think about the parking revenue that's there. And, not to mention, many businesses that are around these stadiums, they really rely on fans coming in before and after the games, whether it's restaurants or bars, to provide them quite a bit of business before these games start. So there are a lot of unintended consequences if college sports don't continue on as they have in the past for not only the universities themselves, but also the businesses around those universities that really look for those fans to help support their businesses.
Let's focus on Kentucky because sports is huge here, as you probably know. What kind of local impact do you think this is going to have here?
Well, like I mentioned, the local impact, again, if you're a restaurant owner or, an owner of a bar, not to mention, maybe some other things we don't think about necessarily, maybe retailers, because people aren't buying as much, in our case, University of Kentucky apparel. And what I hope for not only the athletics, but also just for our community. I think we need something right now that brings us all together. And the great thing about college football and basketball, it's one of those unique sports where it really allows people to come together and have a sense of community.
Well said. I agree. Josh, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
For more tips to make your money matter, visit our website, WKYT.com. If there's something you'd like us to discuss, you can send your request to news@WKYT.com, and we'll talk about it here. For WKYT, I'm Andrea Walker.
A bilingual program from the Lexington Theater Company is hoping to inspire the community's youngest members. Deanne Stevens is home and about to tell us all about that coming up.
Live Drive Traffic is sponsored by Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Beyond science, beyond fear,
beyond humanity? Individual madness or shared nightmare?
We are all searching for a peek behind the curtain. But what we see there can't necessarily be unseen. In the Twilight Zone.
Foster Aesthetics. Put your best face forward. Try our unique approach with pain-free treatments, including Dysport, fillers, microneedling, body contouring, and laser treatments. Age flawlessly with Foster Aesthetics.
Have you been wrongly injured? How do you choose the best lawyer for you? Becker Law was named a best law firm by U.S. News and World Report. I'm a board-certified trial lawyer recognized by the national publication of Best Lawyers as a 2020 Lawyer of the Year. Depend on the Becker Law team of lawyers and their serious experience for the best results. Call Becker Law. Just dial 3.
At Baptist Health, we want you to know the facts. Visit BaptistHealthDocs.com to view a video of Dr. Curtis Given on innovations in treating strokes. Baptist Health Lexington. Be a healthier you.
Hit the road with Don Franklin Hyundai. Get 0% up to 72 months and no payment for 90 days on select new 2020 Hyundai models. Or lease the all-new 2020 Elantra for only $189 per month. Wherever your travels take you, Kentucky's #1 Hyundai dealer can help you get there.
Although many of us are feeling alone, we can unite in the fight against the coronavirus pandemic. In the days and weeks ahead, many of our neighbors will need our help. Join the fight by making a gift to the Coronavirus Response Fund, a regional coalition led by United Wave the Bluegrass and Bluegrass Community Foundation. Your gift will support organizations working on the front lines to help people who need it most. To make a gift today, visit bgcf.org. United we fight, united we win.
Foster Medical, your exclusive primary and urgent care clinic. Walk in for pleasant, patient-centric care with little to no wait in a relaxing atmosphere. Get the care that's right for you. Your health, your care. Foster Medical.
First Alert Weather is brought to you by Lexington Bluegrass Association of Realtors.
It is being called a musical exploration of creativity. The Lexington Theater Company putting on a program all about music and storytelling.
Our Deanne Stevens is home and about today to explain. Hi, Deanne.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. It is a new online music series called Adventures in Casa. And this one looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. The Lexington Theater Group, the Lexington Theater Company, always putting on all kinds of neat things. Joseph Wrightson is with us and Nico Acosta. Hi, gentlemen. Great to see you today. Joseph, tell us about Adventures in Casa.
So this summer, the Lex, we had to cancel and postpone our summer season, but it made way for a bunch of amazing online opportunities that we're calling Creative at Home. So we were thinking about kids who aren't going to get to have their music lessons or go see a play. So I contacted my friend Nico, and we'd collaborated on stuff at the Lex before. And we created this online arts education video series called Adventures in Casa.
So Nico, tell us how it's going to work with you guys both doing this.
Absolutely. So I think what's so special about this video series is that it's going to be bilingual. Because art is universal and music is universal. And theater is universal. It can be various different languages. I grew up in Colombia and my first language is Spanish. And then I met Joseph through the Lex and we got to collaborate, and it was a great idea to just showcase to kids at home that they can still be creative and they can also learn about different cultures and understand that art is such universal and so beautiful that it can be done in various different languages. So whether you're learning English or whether you're learning Spanish or whether you're just there to have fun, it's a great opportunity for kids to be creative in casa.
Yes, in casa. That's right. Joseph, this is a great educational tool for the kids too. They might be having so much fun they don't even know they're learning anything.
That's the goal.
That's what we want them to do, correct?
Oh, yeah. And they're going to have so much fun. We've got plenty of songs and dances along the way.
We can't wait to check it out. How can folks see it?
Well, our episodes will air every Monday at 3 p.m. on Facebook Live on the Lexington Theater Company page. But the great thing is, once they're live, they stay there. So if you've got a favorite episode, you can rewatch as many times as you want.
All right, let the kids check it out for sure. Nico and Joseph, thank you all so much for being with us, the Lexington Theater Company. I'm Deanne Stevens, home and about. Back to you.
A teenager decided to give an Amazon driver some interesting instructions for a package delivery. What he asked the driver to do, coming up.
Closed captioning on WKYT is sponsored by Cumberland Valley National Bank.
Hi, Joe Namath here, and like you, I'm at home staying safe, but I wanted to get this message out. To make these uncertain times a bit easier and safer while at home, Medicare Advantage plans have added new benefits, including telephone appointments with your doctors, in-home aids, home-delivered meals, home-delivered prescriptions, and so much more. But you don't get all the benefits automatically. You need to enroll. The easiest way to enroll is to call the Medicare Coverage Helpline. It's now more important than ever to make sure your Medicare coverage is up to date. We all have a few minutes to make a phone call to focus on our health. Get what you're entitled to. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-245-7306. That's 1-800-245-7306 now.
The open road, the wind in your hair, the feeling of freedom that drives us to go out and discover. At Chevy, we're committed to getting you there with confidence and peace of mind. That's why your Chevy Clean dealers commit to using enhanced vehicle cleaning measures with CDC-approved cleansers. If you need a new Equinox, get 0% APR for 72 months or $4,500 cash allowance on most models. You may even shop online and take delivery at home where available, so you can find new roads with confidence.
They say it costs around $240,000 to raise a child. And that's without braces, without private school, without a car when she turns 16. And what if it's without you? Talk to a Kentucky Farm Bureau insurance agent today about life insurance that helps protect your families tomorrow. Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Injured, our America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
As businesses start to open up and summer temperatures start to rise, we will be using our heat and air equipment a lot more. We are still here to help you, not to upsell you or overcharge you, but to give you what you need. We don't want you to be our customer one time. We want to build a partnership for life. So next time you're in need, give us a call over here at Hub Mechanical.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on News Radio 630 WLAP.
Got a cold front right on top of the area now that is dropping in from northwest to southeast. Better filling air coming in behind it. Not that the air ahead of it today was out of the ordinary. Actually, a little cooler than normal. Generally upper 70s, low 80s right now into central and eastern Kentucky. And that front is separating that warmer air from some way below normal temperatures. Over the next few days, we're going to run anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees below what we should be seeing for this time of year. And for most folks at the end of June, I think that means some pleasant air. We'll continue to follow the front, guys.
All right, thank you, Chris. Leave it to a teenager in Delaware who had some fun with the special instructions portion of an Amazon order.
It is the video that will have you talking. Take a look at this. Lynn Staff here ordered something on Amazon, but didn't know that her 13-year-old son, Jacob, left a note in the empty box asking about extra delivery instructions. It said, knock on the door 3 times and scream abracadabra as loud as you can and run super fast away. So here's what happened.
Abracadabra!
Is she running?
I love that the driver played along. The family cracked up when they saw it on their doorbell camera. Lynn posted the video on Facebook, and it's been shared more than 20,000 times.
She took off.
That was awesome.
Like, I'm out of here. Okay, let's check in on Colorado. A bear now safe after being rescued from a wildfire. Crews found this little guy last week. That's relative speaking there, little. Colorado Parks and Wildlife officials managed to get him to a rehabilitation center. As you can probably notice, they had to bandage up all 4 of his paws, but he's able to walk, and he is on the road to recovery. According to Colorado Parks and Wildlife, the bear should be ready for release in 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, I'm glad
Tough.
those folks found that little guy.
Yeah, tough to see him like that. Much more news to come.